I am not here to teach trust laws today. That's not my game. It's not like that. That's like a whole lesson on its own. But I just want to plant a seed. So today is one of those days where we are going to agree to disagree, or disagree to agree, and hopefully get to agree on something else. And today I want to speak about taxes, right? Taxes. I hear a lot of people talk about taxes, and they're doing nothing. So today we'll talk about it. I want to say that what I see, this is what I see. Maybe you see differently. You can tell me in the comments. But most South Africans think that the hardest part of property investments is finding a deal. I don't think that's the hardest part. I think the hardest part is keeping your profit before SARS come. Yeah, that's what I said. Because once you have made money, like all of us, SARS has no boxes to say if you're this person, if you're this color, you pay taxes. No, it doesn't. It says if you have income, right? So if you are making some money elsewhere, pay what Caesar. What is that quote again? Pay what belongs to Caesar. Pay Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Yeah, that's the statement that I wanted to make. So because you are making money, SARS is waiting. So today we want to talk about that. So if you are over 40, plus minus 40, you've been paying taxes already, so you know this game about tax, but you're actually just not so sure how does it fit in with property. So today I'm going to give you a dip. Today it's just a dip. We're not talking about, it's not a lesson, it's not a master class. Sometimes I do master classes. Today it's not. I'm just giving you a teaser. You can't afford to learn tax lessons the hard way. You can't. It should not be one of those things that you're doing. If we are meeting for the first time, my name is TJ, your host, and I'm a former banker and founder here at the TJ Tribe. And I do business with a focus in student accommodation, flips, which is buy and sell, and coaching, with the hope that all of us, as young, upcoming modern parents, we can be able to have passive income from real estate. Welcome to the channel. So today, let's unpack the tax implications of property investing in South Africa, especially for older investors. TJ, you're calling me older. Don't worry, I'm also in my 40s. So, if you go kids, especially teenagers, their friends, I'm sure they have already started calling you uncle. So yeah, just wait the court, bro. Just wait. Now, on a serious note, I'm going to show you what we do here at the TJ Tribe. We don't buy properties in our personal name. That's the first thing that we need to talk about. But, so let's start with what many people would do. Many people, they see a board, they call an estate agent, and then bingo, they assume that they find a deal, and they go to the bond, and they qualify for it, and the property is then, poof, registered in their name. Sounds simple, right? Yeah, straightforward. Yeah, I even got a prime plus 2, prime plus 1. Yeah, it's a good interest rate. Okay, but here is what it means for the long run, right? Tax implication number 1. If your rental property and it's making, let's say, 100 grand, so taxes are calculated in an annual basis. So you're making 110,000 on profit on the property. And bingo, now that's 120 for the year. I'm just doing it for mathematical purposes. Now you can come back to your own numbers with the property that you own or the one that you're thinking of. It's that amount of money now, it's added on your personal income because you bought the property in your name. So now not the interest, this profit is over and above that. So you are already earning, let's just call it, we always talk about the 50,000 guy, right? So 50,000 times 12, you do the math, right? Now, on top of that, so now you've got your salary on 50 grand, plus this that you have now added in 120, you are suddenly or very quickly maybe even paying 45%. Now 45% of your rental profit is now, whoop, it has gone to SARS. Just because you bought your property in your name. Yeah, yeah. I know it's painful. Yeah. Okay, right, but we don't do that here. Right, let's jump on to the second one. Implication number 2. Tax, there is what they call capital gains tax, CGT. So let's assume you've just bought and then you sold your property, right? So you made some profits. Remember that profit, it's going to fall in on top of your income. So this is an additional income. So the reality is that you have just made profit, and if you're in a tax bracket, you're going to be charged on tax bracket. 45%, it is 45%. You can avoid that. Evade. Okay, we'll come back to that. Tax implication number 3, right? We have talking about. That's a new word that we have created at the TJ tribe. We have talking about 2 of those implications. Let's go on to implication number 3. Implication number 3. Estate duty. We don't think about this because we think we're still young. Legacy problems. Yep. But the reality is that for many of us, I've lost my mom, so I've had to see what happens there. And I am trying for you not to be in the same boat, because I'm not. We don't do that here. We don't have problems of estate duty. So how can you avoid that? If something happens to you and your properties, they form part of your estate, that means your family might face what is called estate duty. They have to pay estate duty. Executors' fees, they have to pay them. And on top of that, there is multiple delays in accessing whatever that's left. So while your family is mourning that you are gone, there's other problems on top of that. Be clever. Let's not do that here. Now, I want to say to you, I want to look at my notes here to see if I've missed any other implication. Let's see. I think I got it right. So I want to say to you, those are the kind of like implications that we are faced with. But I want to say to you, my good friends, here at the TJ tribe, we don't buy properties in our personal names. No. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. So TJ, if I'm not buying in my personal names, how then should I be buying? Hey, we need to think legacy. We need to think systems, the personal. Because when you are buying personal ownerships, it looks simple now. It does. But it's a costly exercise much later. And that's what we want to dive into today, to say, okay, fine, if you're not doing that, what is the alternative? TJ, what do you do? How do you do it? As you can see, we have revamped the look of our background, as we have included some of the flags. That means a great deal to me. And we're running a competition until the end of October. As some of the prizes that we're going to be given, they are going to be enjoyed in the month of November. So within this competition, it's very simple. All you need to do is to comment at the bottom. And whenever you hear this talking, and you're going to answer the question. So the question that I'm going to be asking is, what do you think the 4 flags that I've put behind me, what do they mean? What do they mean to TJ? The first flag is the United Kingdom. The other one is the USA. The other one is for Zimbabwe and for South Africa. Obviously, we are broadcasting all the time, and we do deals from South Africa, and that's our place for home. But what do you think it is? And I've seen a lot of people just posting, TJ, they've been answering the obvious. Are you a Zimbabwean born? That's obvious. I wouldn't run a competition for that obvious thing. What do you think, right? Go a little bit deeper in your thinking. And we've got some prizes today. We are going to be sharing with you what is it that you're going to be winning. So prize number 1, which is a couple of them, you are going to be having, if you are obviously based in South Africa, you are going to be getting signed copies of one of my books. As you all know, I'm an author. Those are all my books right there that I've written. So you can get a personalized message inside,
and you can get a copy. And all you are going to be doing is to pay for courier when you have one. And obviously, we'll give out a shout out here on the next video, which will be in the month of November. So that is price number one. Price number one, a couple of them, right? There might be 5, there might be 10. I don't know how many prices. The more obviously you comment in there giving your thoughts, hey, the more we are going to give out those prices between now and the end of October. Then we're going to have a second tier of prices, right? That was our first tier of prices. The second tier of prices is that you all know we've got a masterclass here that runs 3 times in a year. I am going to be giving free pass, right? It's online, so you can join from wherever you are. For just commenting, my good friends, you will get a value of $997. So we'll give you a free pass for the next Making Money Masterclass, and that's coming up in the month of November, right? And also, on top of that, you are going to be getting a one-on-one 20-minute coaching call with me, and we'll give that once only to one person. However, the free pass, we may just be able to give it to a number of people. Then the grand prize, the grand prize, my good friends, it is going to be announced at the end of October. So the more you comment, the more you share, the more you're going to be engaging on the videos, particularly on these flags, or even just answering a question. We are going to be able to give you what we call the Tribe Legacy Pack. Dun, 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 dun. So what is the Tribe Legacy Pack? The Tribe Legacy Pack, it comprises of 3 of my books. I will give that away, yes. And also, we've got a workbook here that we teach on. You are also going to be getting that one. You will also be able to attend only once of the master class. So you're getting a free pass to the November master class. And then on top of that, I will give you a personal one-on-one strategy call that I will give. And we will record that. And who knows, maybe it could help out somebody else out there. Now, my good friends, all of these prices are up for grabs, right? They are ready to be won. All you need to do is to comment in the section, and you are answering the question, what do you think these flags means to me? But they may mean something else differently to you too. Hey, we want to hear about it. Or maybe it's just a comment. Whatever comment it is going to be in the comments, let us know, and we are just going to pick up random people. And in any of these categories, we've got multiple of those giveaways, and we'll be able to give you. Remember, if we're going to deliver anything to you, the price of courier will be on you. So we'll let you know how best. Obviously, if you have one, we will let you know. Happy flagging and investing.
TJ, what do you do? How do you do it? For me, my friends, together, me and my good wife, what we have done is we've got a trust, right? And that trust, it owns 100% of our company. So we're a company now, trust and a company. The two are married together, 100% ownership. So TJ, you don't own anything. No. Google me. Google Tarai Jack. What do you call it? When you want to see how rich someone is, it comes out as 0 because I don't own anything. Net worth, yeah. Tarai Jack net worth, 0. This guy here, poor. Right. However, the company does own the business. Right? No. The company does the business, right? I want to say the company does the business. And the trust holds the ownership of the business. So I don't own anything. My wife doesn't own anything. We just poor people just to make it, trying to put food on the table. And because of that, my wife and I, we control, we protect, we pass down assets, and instead of watching them getting taxed away, these options are there. My good friends, you can pay specialists for you to have these things available to you. Right? But you don't do that. I don't know why. Anyway, what's the implication? If I am to do this trust in the company, it's no longer an implication. If it's in the positive, it's not an implication, right? Let's see, but whatever. It's an implication. Let's just call it an implication, right? If I was to own the structure that we have now, let's assume we did exactly the 1 million rand deal that you did earlier on in your personal capacity. Companies pay, I want to call it a flat tax rate of up to 27%. And for an individual, you are being charged at 45%, right? So for that reason, if I'm only paying up to 27% if I'm making profit. So if we didn't make profit, zero. I'm paying zero taxes. These are laws that are there, right? I'm not coming up with these things. They are there. We just need to utilize the systems that is there. But TJ, it's not right if you're not paying tax, so how's the government going to make money? I am, but I'm just paying less. But why are you now just paying less, TJ? Well, my good friends, why do you go to the shopping mall and you look for this one here at Woolies expensive? I'm going to go to Pep for that one. Why? Why are you doing that? So it's shopping around. It's the same principle. I'm shopping around for what works for me. Bingo, there you are. So already, my good friends, from a tax bracket, company versus personal, you're winning. You can see that. It's a half-half, 27, 45. Huh? Hey, why are you not doing that? Implication number 2, which is a positive implication, benefits. Obviously, your asset is protected, right? If you are sued personally or you lose your job, your properties and your company, they remain safe, right? So the structure protects the assets from your personal risk. I don't know how to express that. And I always say to people that I think many of us, we generally see the risk. We always remember insurance after the accident. Ne? Yeah, we do. Now, the last one that I want to land on here is that is a legacy planning or building. Yeah, we can call it that. I got 2 kids. They may have kids, who knows. And for that reason, if you have a trust, the trust never die. Like, who have ever seen a trust? I was trying to figure out the other day whether John Cecil Rhodes Trust, he was one of the early people that I started to know that they got a trust, like public trust and so on. And I realized up until today it's still running. I'm like, what? Yeah, it's not a person. It doesn't die. It simply keeps owning and it continues. So you can pass income, my good friends, your control to your children, to your beneficiaries. Maybe it's a church, maybe it's a SPCA, I don't know. Whoever that you want to pass on your control to. So without the estate duty and assets ever being frozen. Hey, we've got money, our father left us X amount of money, but you can't access it because it's part of an estate. Let's be clever, my good friends. I am talking to you men who are within your 40s. Brother, let's change the way we are doing things. Now, I am not here to teach trust laws today. That's not my game. It's not like that. That's like a whole lesson on its own. But I just want to plant a seed. The right seed. And I'm hoping that my seed today is landing on good soil. You are the good soil. So if you're already within your 40s, 35, 45, 40, within that space, and you're still buying property on your name, what you're basically doing is you are buying wealth for SARS and not your family. Let's close off. Let's land the plane by saying this. Let's take a practical example. I always like to give you guys practical example. 2 men who are 45. They're both 45 years. We're going to call the one guy Tabo and the other guy is Lerato, right? Is your Lerato a unisex? No, I don't think so. So there's Tabo and Lerato. Tabo goes out and he buys a property in his personal name. And Lerato is a tribe member, so she's well acquainted and she's been coming to school every second Thursday we meet. She's been coming to the master classes, she meets, so she's savvy. And Lerato buys through a company that is owned by a family trust. 10 years later, ding dong, 55, right? You're like so close to retirement now, 55. What happens? Both of them, they decide, life circumstances, they decide to sell the property for 1.5 million rand profit. Tabo, what's going to happen to him? Capital gains tax is going to hit him, 250,000, poof, right? Lerato's company, which is paying corporate tax of up to 27%, but the trust structure allows strategic planning like other structures that allow you to maneuver money in different way and reduces and making sure that effective taxes are happening and they're preserving more wealth. She pays less. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Same property, different structure, different outcome. So my good friends, this was for men, right? And if you're a lady, that's all right too. You're here to learn. When the Bible makes reference to men very earlier on, it didn't say man, woman. It's like man, brother, you. So same thing today. In your 40s, it's not too late. It's not too late. This is just like a wake up. I call it a wake up decade. That's what I call it. You have made money. Now it's time to learn and lean in to keeping it, right? So why pay sides if you don't have to? Overpaying, I call it that. So property is one of those what I call the best tools God has given us to build lasting wealth, in my view, right? And I was should I say, or Hosea, he was talking to me the other day, and he says to me, TJ, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Yeah, has Hosea been talking to you like that? I'm sure you have. The statement here, I'm sure it resonates for you. Now, it's not ignorance that hurts us. No, it's not. It's thinking we already know enough. That's a problem. In your 40s, that's the biggest problem. So, keep learning, my good friends. Building wisely. And obviously protecting what you've worked for. That's very, very important. The question that I want to leave you with before, as I land the plane and I'm going to go, is simply, are your properties today held in your name or in a structure that protects you? And if you're in that position, you need to change. And maybe you can reach out to us. We might just be able to help you out. But we are here to help those that are willing to be helped. That's it. That's why the TJ Tribe exists. Until we see each other here on the next video, my good friends. Actually, let me say to you, I've been answering a few questions that many a men who are in the 40s, they've asked me. So that's why I bring this to you. So next week again, on Monday, I'm going to unpick another question